politics is theater and South America is the stage, well, Jair Bolsonaro could be cast as the fallen Brazilian leader on house arrest, accused of plotting to steal an election. His legacy is in shambles and his freedom is now on the line. But then enters Donald Trump rushing to his defense. He calls Bolsonaro honest and a victim of political execution. And then he swings at Brazil itself, blasting its trade rules and calling it one of the worst countries on earth to deal with. Now, as Brazil leans closer to China, the stage is now set for multi-way drama with unpredictable consequences. Our next report has all the details.
A trial is making headlines in Brazil and elsewhere. A former president is under siege, and when politics meets persecution, Donald Trump jumps right in. From the Oval Office, he rushed to defend Jair Bolsonaro, calling him an honest man who is facing political execution. Strong words aimed at a former ally now battling for survival.
And Brazil has some very bad laws happening where they took a president and they put him in jail, or they're trying to jail him. And I happen to know the man, and I will tell you, I'm pretty good at people. I think he's an honest man. I think what they've done, this is this is really a political execution that they're trying to do with Bolsonaro. I think that's terrible.
Bolsonaro is on trial before Brazil's top court. He is accused of plotting to overturn the 2022 election, which he lost. But prosecutors allege something even darker. A plan to assassinate the then president-elect and the current president, Lula da Silva, his vice president, and a Supreme Court justice. Bolsonaro denies it all. His lawyers recently asked Brazil's Supreme Court for an acquittal. Yet the noose is tightening. Bolsonaro is under house arrest, forbidden to contact his son Eduardo, who is lobbying in Washington. His son recently said that he is happy that Trump is getting his attention to Brazil, adding that he appreciates what he calls diplomatic medicines being applied to Brazil by the US administration. Bolsonaro's son also warned that more US sanctions and tariffs could soon hit Brazil.
Very happy that President Donald Trump is getting his attention to Brazil. He, Secretary Rubio, Secretary Bessent, and are applying some diplomatic medicines before the Brazilian regime consolidates itself. And this is very important because if they consolidate the regime, no longer will be useful all of these diplomatic medicines as sanctions or take the visas, American visas of this kind of authority.
Tariffs are already at the heart of this storm. On Thursday, Trump blasted Brazil as one of the worst countries on earth to trade with. And yet, the US actually enjoyed a $7 billion trade surplus with Brazil last year. Still, Trump is doubling down. A 50% tariff on Brazilian exports was slapped in late July, threatening billions of dollars in trade. And Brazil is hitting back, not directly at Washington, but by looking east. President Lula spent an hour on the phone with Chinese President Xi Jinping, seeking support from the BRICS bloc to counter US pressure. China is fast becoming Brazil's anchor in this economic storm. Mexico, too, is deepening its trade with Beijing. Its trade with China has surged to record highs. Exports reached around $5 billion in just 6 months. And Trump's response to all this? Dismissive. He said Latin America can do whatever they want, boasting that the US economy is blowing everyone away, including China.
Brazil, Mexico and Latin America are getting closer to China, and they say it's partly because of the tariffs you're imposing those countries. Are you concerned them getting closer to China?
No, not at all. I'm not concerned at all. They can do what they want. None of them are doing very well, and what we're doing in terms of economics, we're blowing everyone away, including China. We're doing better than any other country in the world right now. Brazil has been a horrible trading partner in terms of tariffs.
But the reality is more complicated. As Trump leans on tariffs and backs Bolsonaro, Latin America leans harder on China. What began as a courtroom drama in Brazil is quickly turning into a geopolitical tug-of-war. And the stakes for trade, for power and for influence are only getting bigger.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English, $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.